So Dubai is in many ways a very misunderstood place. There's a lot of misconceptions people have about life in Dubai, what the place is actually like, because obviously it's a very fast changing place. But if you're watching this video, you're probably the type of person where you are going to be doing research before you go there. You kind of understand most of the most common misconceptions, so you're not going to have those. And me as well, when I moved to Dubai, I did a lot of research before going there, so I had a pretty good idea of what to expect. But nevertheless, there were a lot of things that really surprised me when I went to Dubai. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the top 5 things that surprised me about life in Dubai. And if these things surprised me with all the research that I did before going there, they will almost certainly surprise you as well, no matter how much research you do, because these aren't the kind of things that people talk about online. These are the kind of things that you only learn through experience, and I have learned them as someone who has now lived in Dubai for almost 3 years. So after you watch this video, you don't have to be surprised by these things, and you don't have to make some of the same mistakes that I made that ended up costing me a lot of money or just causing me a lot of headache in many cases. Before we get started with the video, if you're looking to relocate to Dubai and you're looking for help of someone, an expert who has done this a ton of times before, you can book a free consultation with my team down below in the description, where what we offer is an all-in-one service to help you not only relocate to Dubai, set up your company in Dubai in as little as 1 week with our VVIP service, but also we will connect you to advisors in your home country, wherever you're coming from, and we have a 100% satisfaction rating from all of our clients. So if you're interested in that service, you can book a free consultation with my team down below in the description, where they can explain the entire process. You can ask any questions you have to understand exactly what you're getting into, and then move forward with the process if you're interested. With that said, let's get started with the first thing that surprised me, which is all the pitfalls that can occur in the Dubai setup process. I sort of naively assumed that, well, this is a standardized process that happens all the time. Like, how hard can it be to set up a company, to get a visa? People say it's very fast. Well, I was right in the sense that if you do things correctly, it is one of the smoothest immigration processes out of any country in the world. There is no other country in the world we can literally become a resident in the country with a company, with a residence visa, in as little as 1 to 2 weeks. But the entire process is full of landmines, and I can't cover all of them on this video. I've made more detailed videos on a lot of these on this process in the past, but just to name a few, for example, be careful where you set up your company. Luckily, I set up mine in the right place, which is one of the best Dubai free zones. Where you set up your company can be the difference between getting banking and not getting banking, between it taking 2 days or 2 months to process some documents or some changes when there are issues. So only use the reputable free zones. Believe me, you will thank me later for doing that. Number 2 is make sure you understand the different visa classifications. When you set up in Dubai, you will get yourself a residence visa. There's different kinds of visas you can get, and most people don't understand the nuances. The 2 most common ones that you will get when you're relocating is either the employment visa or called the investor or partner visa. But what people don't realize is that with the employment visa, you actually need to be in Dubai at least 1 day every 6 months. Otherwise, the visa is going to be cancelled. And a lot of people who set up in Dubai, they will live in Dubai part-time. They might spend a lot of time outside of Dubai and still just keep that set up just for the tax residency and the company that they run around the world. And then they will be surprised when they arrive in Dubai at the DXB International Airport and they're denied entry because the immigration officer tells them that their visa has been cancelled because they've stayed outside the country for more than 6 months. And also with the investor visa, you want to understand that sometimes getting banking with that visa can be more difficult. That you need to provide more documentation, and sometimes people don't have this, which just leads to a lot of problems. If you again use a reputable service provider, we can advise you on all of these things beforehand for your specific situation, so you don't end up with all these surprises later on. So that was about the setup process. Now into more of the life in Dubai. So the second thing that surprised me is just how international Dubai is. Now, I thought that Dubai would be like a mix of Arabic and international and like Western culture, and it is. That is absolutely true. But I was surprised just how little like local culture you'll actually find in Dubai, and just how insanely international it is. Like when you walk at Dubai Mall, for example, you look at like a crowd of, let's say, 20 people or something like that. Maybe one of them on average will be a local Emirati, and the rest will be from all kinds of different countries. You will see every type of nationality in the UAE, because in the UAE everybody is welcome. And it's funny because in countries like the UK or the US, they make such a big deal about diversity and how inclusive everything is, but then at the same time race is such a big talking point. There's all this drama about immigration, and obviously that's for a reason, because in those countries immigration is done in a very bad way, and that's a topic for another video. But in the UAE, everyone is genuinely welcome. Genuinely, no one cares where you're from, which at least for me, it made Dubai feel like home almost from the beginning, because when you immigrate to most countries, you're kind of an outsider in some cases for the rest of your life, because you're different to the people there. But because in Dubai, everyone's kind of different, everyone's from everywhere, you kind of fit in straight from the get-go, because you're there just like everyone else that came from their countries to build a better life, whether it's a taxi driver or an entrepreneur. Like, the reason you're in Dubai is because you want to get rich, it's because you want to live a better life, and Dubai allows you to do that because they have opportunities for everyone. Now, obviously, the downside of this is that sometimes I do wish there was more of a local culture there, because I'd be also very interested to interact more with the locals, the Emiratis. If you want the local culture, you should probably go to Abu Dhabi, or you should go to Sharjah or one of the other Emirates. But in Dubai, the culture of Dubai is pretty much just that it is international. Like, that is the culture of Dubai, which is a good and a bad thing at the same time. The third thing that surprised me is how cheap Dubai can be. And this is really what surprises many people that come to Dubai. What kind of deceives many people about Dubai is that they have very expensive stuff there. The most expensive real estate, the most expensive restaurant, the most luxurious experiences, everything. So you can absolutely spend a ton of money in Dubai if you're looking to get the top end of what Dubai has to offer. But what many people don't realize is that there is also the other end. You also have very affordable places to live. You also have very affordable food. You have very affordable things you can do. So Dubai simply has a massive range where you can pick along this huge range based on the budget that you have. Now, obviously, if you're living on $2,000 a month in Dubai, you're not going to get to experience most of what Dubai has to offer. If you want to truly experience Dubai, it is going to cost you a lot of money. Like, there's no doubt about that. But the great thing is that you don't have to spend a lot of money if you're not in the position to do that. If you're just willing to suck it out, living not the nicest area, eat shawarma every day or something like that, you can do that, and you can save a lot of money very quickly because of how affordable you can live if you're willing to do that, and obviously also because of the low taxes, which also just makes it pretty much the cheapest possible place you can live in the entire world for someone who makes a lot of money. Like, let's say you make $100,000 a month. There is no other place that is going to be cheaper in the world for you because of the fact that Dubai is not going to charge you taxes. In many Western cities, for example, there is a kind of floor. Like, you just won't find apartments in Toronto for less than, I don't know, $2,000 a month, or I don't know exactly. Same in London, same in New York. So there's like a minimum you have to make to even survive. Whereas in Dubai, the floor is much, much lower. But on the other end, if you really have a lot of money, Dubai has things for you to spend your money. If you want to spend your money, you want to enjoy your wealth, Dubai has the best of the best to offer. Whereas many other places in the world, you go to like a normal city in Europe or something like that, like they just won't have the kind of things that you might actually want to spend your money on. The fourth thing that surprised me is just how convenient Dubai is. Now, I knew it would be convenient, but in Dubai, convenience is just on a whole different level. Like, it's so convenient to the point where now when I leave Dubai and I go to a place like Europe, like, it just feels like Stone Ages. Like, there's all these services that are available in Dubai that I cannot get in Europe, and I almost could never go back to that old life now. Like, Dubai has kind of spoiled me in this kind of way. I always say this, that in Dubai, you could literally live your entire life without leaving your apartment. Now, I would want to live that way. Like, I would go crazy if I never go outside. But the point is that anything you need, you can get to your apartment. You can get your food to your apartment. And by the way, they deliver it straight to your door, not even just to the lobby of the apartment or something like that. You can order cleaning. You can order gas to your car. You just leave your car and they come fill it up. You don't even need to go fill up your car yourself. You can order massages into your room. They have Amazon with 1-day delivery. They also have their own version called Noon, where you can also, by the way, order groceries with 15-minute delivery. It's called Noon Minutes, which is really optimal if you're in a season of life where you just want to dial in, you just want to live as sufficiently as possible, you just want to focus on work. You can still access all of these things without having to spend a bunch of time sitting in traffic, going out to get all these things you need, which is also really, really great in Dubai. Again, not to say that I'd want to do that all the time, but just having that optionality makes your life much more convenient. And the fifth thing that surprised me is how different every area of Dubai is. Dubai is the kind of city where the area where you decide to live is gonna drastically determine the experience that you have in Dubai. There are areas like downtown that feel like a massive, busy, bustling city. And then there are areas like Palm Jumeirah or JBR that make you feel like you're living in 24/7 vacation, like in some island destination or something like that. So when you're moving to Dubai, it's a very good idea to spend a lot of time actually exploring the different areas, because there are so many different vibes, different experiences that you can get in different kinds of communities, because Dubai is kind of unique in how it's formatted. Most cities, because they developed over a very long amount of time, like a London or a Paris or something, they kind of just expanded gradually, where sure, there's differences between different areas, but the differences are more subtle. But Dubai has been almost entirely planned very intentionally, where the city is essentially just a collection of different communities. Like every community is almost its own city, and they've all been designed with like different vibes and different target audiences in mind. So whoever you are, there is an area for you in Dubai, but it's a good idea to spend time like actually staying in different areas to figure out exactly what you like. Because if you stay in the wrong area in Dubai, you might have a really bad experience in Dubai. Like I had a friend who stayed in the wrong area. He hated the area, and he was telling me that he really hates Dubai. Like Dubai feels like a prison, like he wants to leave, but then he just ended up going to a different area, and now he loves Dubai. Like he doesn't want to leave. So your experience in Dubai is going to be entirely determined on where you stay. Now I actually really realized this both from living in different areas, but also when I actually went and explored a lot of areas that most people don't even know about, because there's actually so many areas in Dubai that people don't even go to. Like people go to the basic ones like downtown, Marina, that everyone knows. There's so many different areas besides these that have completely different vibes that you wouldn't even believe exist in Dubai unless you actually go there. And I actually documented when I went to explore these different areas to show you just how many different areas there are in Dubai, both from a living standpoint and from a property investment standpoint. So if you're interested in seeing just how many different areas there are and what they all look like to give you ideas, I recommend you watch this video right here, where I explore with my friend a lot of the underrated areas of Dubai that 95% of people don't even know exist. So if you're interested, make sure to watch this video next, and I will see you in the next one.